Okay, so let's start working on our cutscene script. Open it up, remove the start and update, and now let me tell you that how our cutscene controller gonna work. So when the game starts, we're gonna first of all deactivates the player camera and activate the camera one of the cutscene. Alright, and then play its whole animation. And when the first camera animation finishes, we're gonna disable the camera and activate the second camera and play its whole animation. And when its animation is ending, we're gonna disable that camera and then activate the third one, and in the same way we're gonna activate the fourth one. And when the fourth cutscene camera animation finishes, after that we're gonna activate the player camera, and then all of the other cameras will be deactivated. And also when the game starts, we're gonna play our sound for the cutscene, but we're gonna do that in the next video. For now, let's work on our cutscene. So first of all, let's add a reference to the cameras. So I will say public game object. Let me copy it, paste it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first one will be camera 1 of the cutscene. Then copy it, paste it right down below, change it to camera 2, then camera 3, then camera 4. And the last one will be the player camera. So name this as player camera. And you can add a header as well by the name of camera reference. Copy the header, now paste it right down below, and this will be animator references. So add a reference to the first camera, name it as anim camera 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and name them correctly as well, 2, 3, 4. Now create a header again, and this time this will be of bools, and since they are private, so we don't have to add that. Let's create a bool by the name of camera 1 finished. It will be false by default. Then for camera 2, 3, and 4. So camera 2 finished, 3 and 4. Alright, after this we need a reference to our audio things, but for now we're just gonna leave a comment. Now let's set up these references. So in the start we're gonna set the animator references. Alright, and since we are setting them up, so now we don't need the public keyword right here. Alright, let's remove them. Now right here the anim camera 1 will be equals to camera 1 dot get component. We want to get the animator. That's it. Now we can paste it 3 times, change this to 2, 3, and 4, and then right here 2, 3, and this one to 4. That's it. And when the game starts, we want our camera 1 to be active, so for that we need to create a method which will be right down below. So we're gonna create a method by the name of activate camera. This will need a game object as a parameter, so name this as camera to activate. In here what we're gonna do, we're gonna type camera 1 dot set active, then we're gonna type camera to active equals to camera 1. Alright, then we're gonna do the same for the camera 2, camera 3 and camera 4. So type that, then 2, 3, 4, then right here 2, 3 and 4. Alright, then we need to reset the finished flags, or you can say finished booleans. So for that we will say if the camera to active is equals to camera 1, then camera 1 finished will be equals to false. And let's do the same for the 2, 3 and 4 camera. So 2, 3 and 4. Then right here as well 2, 3 and 4. That's it. Now when the game starts we want the first camera to be active. Alright, so we will call the activate camera method and then call the camera 1 in here, and it will simply activate the first camera and start its animation. Now what we want to do is we want that when the camera 1 animation finishes we want to then deactivate that camera and activate the second camera, and then when this camera 2 animation finishes then we want to activate the third, and the same for the camera 4. So how we gonna do that? For that, in the update method, let me remove this summary. Alright, in here we will say that if camera 1 dot active self, it means that if the first camera is active and the camera 1 finished is not true, it means that if its animation is not finished. Alright, and then we're gonna say anim camera 1 dot get current animator state info. We're gonna pass 0, then we're gonna say dot normalize time, which will be greater than equals to 1, and if the anim camera 1 dot is in transition. So if it is not in transition, alright, that's why we added the mark right here. So if it is not in transition, alright, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the camera 1 finish to true. It means that now the animation is finished, so we're gonna set it to true, and then we're gonna activate the second camera. So we will call the activate camera method and pass camera 2 to it, and it will simply activate the second camera. Now in the same way we can do it for our second camera, so you can just copy and paste it, and right here instead of camera 1 we're gonna say camera 2, then right here camera 2, then anim camera 2, and then right here as well camera anim camera 2. Alright, then when camera 2 finished equals to true, then we're gonna activate the third camera. Alright, now we're gonna copy this and paste it for the third camera. So right here we will type 3, right here as well, then here, and then right here. Then when camera 3 finished we're gonna activate the fourth camera. And now let's do it for the fourth one. Alright, pass 4 right there, then right here as well, and then right there. And now when camera 4 finishes, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna deactivate the fourth camera. So we will say camera 4 dot set active, and let's set it to false. Alright, when the fourth camera deactivated, then we're gonna activate the player camera. So player camera dot set active. Let's set it to true. Okay, that is all we have to do for this cutscene controller. Okay, now if we scroll to this side from the end right here, remove these signs. I don't know why uh, that sign were added. I think it was by mistake. So make sure that you remove them. Then get back right here, click on cutscene, activate it, and in the cutscene, make sure that you deactivate all of the four cameras. And when you do that, then click on cutscene and drag and drop these cameras in there. Alright, camera 3, then camera 4, and then the player camera. So the player camera is right here. Alright, and you can deactivate the player camera, or you can also do it by using the script. So let me close that and this as well. Then get back right here. When the game starts, we want the player camera to be false, so we'll say set active false. That's it. Right here, make sure that you add them as well. Okay, and all the cameras are deactivated. Okay, and now if you play the game, you will notice there will be an issue. When the game starts, you can notice that the environment disappears, okay, because the player is far away from this place. Alright, that's why the things gets disappear from here. As you can see, all of the things disappear from here. So in order to fix this, what we will do is we will select these four cameras and take them as player, and then change their layer to player as well. And when you do this, then you can go ahead and play the game, and you will notice that they are still disappearing. Alright, let's check the second cutscene. Okay, here it is. Alright, let me close it. I don't know why in my previous project when I take them as player and set them on the player layer, it worked, but right here it doesn't work. Let me check why this is happening. Okay, so the reason behind it was that we forgot to activate these cameras. So make sure that you activate these cameras and keep them as it is. Alright, and when you do that, then you can just go ahead and play the game, and you will notice that this time when the game is played, nothing disappears. As you can see, the cutscene works perfectly fine now. So when the first animation finishes, you will notice there will be the second, and after the second we will have the third one, and after the third we have the fourth one. And then when the fourth one finishes, as you can see, here is our player. Alright, so everything works perfectly fine as we expected. The AI characters are right there, and everything works perfectly fine. Now for the cutscene, the next thing which we should be adding is the audio sound, okay, in which the female character will explain the mission to us. Alright, so in the next video we're gonna do that.